At 7:03 a.m., my dad said if I didn't stand at my sister's wedding, he'd call my university and cancel my tuition. He already had the bursar's number on the screen. I was pouring coffee when the phone lit up. Dad. I almost let it ring out. Then, I answered. Saturday. Be there, bridesmaid dress on. Smile, he said, like he was reading a grocery list. Or, I cancel your tuition before noon. I stared at the steam curling off my mug. Dad, finals are next week. I told you I can't travel. And I'm not in the wedding. Your family, he said. You stand. You clap. You look happy for your sister. My golden sister, Grace 30, perfect hair, perfect ring, perfect Instagram. When Grace breathes, our parents throw a parade. When I, Maya, 21, ask for quiet so I can study for econometrics, I'm ungrateful. I'm not a prop, I said. He didn't sigh. He didn't yell. He just shifted the phone and spoke clear and calm. Your mother and I cover what your scholarship doesn't. You want to keep that? You'll be at Willow Creek Country Club at 3 p.m. in the dress Grace picked. If you're not, I press call and tell them to pull your enrollment. He hung up. I stood at the counter listening to my heart knock against my ribs. The apartment smelled like burnt toast and cheap coffee. On my table, my color-coded notes for 3 exams. On my phone, a text from Grace. Bring nude heels. Hair up. No eyeliner. Don't be late. A smiley face that felt like a slap. I opened my laptop and pulled up the student portal. Tuition balance, 0, for now. A note, all changes require sponsor confirmation. Sponsor, that's what I was too. That an invoice he could swing like a hammer. I texted my best friend Tasha, he's threatening tuition. She called in one ring. Maya, you okay? He wants me at the wedding. Or he cancels school. Can he actually do that? Yes, I said. He's done it before with my meal plan when I wouldn't drive home for Labor Day. Silence. Then Tasha, what's the move? I looked at the invitation on my frigid thick white card that smelled like money. Grace and Oliver in gold script. Under it, black tie. No children. Grace always loved rules as long as she wrote them. I checked the map. The country club sat 2 hours away. A straight line of highway and bad thoughts. I felt the old panic rise and then level out. If he wanted a performance, he would get one. Just not the one he expected. Before we continue, please subscribe to the channel and write in the comments about which country you're watching this video from. Enjoy the story. I didn't pack a suitcase. I packed proof. Screenshots of Dad's threats. A photo of the tuition page stamped paid. Copies of emails from financial aid. I slid them into a thin folder and set it by my keys. Then I called the bursar. A woman answered, calm and clear. Bursar's office. My name is Maya King, I said. I'm a student. I need to revoke third-party access for my parents and place a privacy block, FAIRPA block. She asked, yes. She verified me, then typed. Okay, Maya, your release is removed. We won't speak to anyone about your account without your consent. If my sponsor withholds payment, I asked, do I get dropped? No, she said. Enrollment is yours. If a payer pulls out, the balance transfers to you. We have a short-term deferment and an emergency grant review. I can book you Monday at 10 with student support. The knot in my chest loosened a notch. Book it. It's booked, she said. Her voice softened. I'm sorry you're dealing with this. Me too, I said. Thank you. I hung up and texted Tasha, FAIRPA block, done. Apt Monday. If he calls, they won't talk. Tasha, good, now you choose. Dad texted again, nail appointment. 11 hair, at 12. Don't be late, I replied. I'll attend the ceremony. I'm not a bridesmaid, he called within seconds. You don't decide that? I just did, I said. Silence. Then his measured voice. You will stand with your sister. No, I said. I'll sit in the pews. I'll be on time. I'll be respectful. That's the offer. He exhaled through his nose. Then pay for your own school. I'm working on it, I said, and ended the call before the next thread arrived. By noon, I was on the highway. My folder rode shotgun under a seatbelt like a witness. The world outside was winter-bright bare trees, clean blue sky, a thin sun over fields that hadn't decided to be spring yet. I rehearsed what I would and wouldn't say. No scenes, no tears, no dress. The Willow Creek sign rose from manicured hedges like gold lettering on a credit card. Valets in black coats, a white tent like a sail. Inside, a woman with a clipboard and a smile that never reached her eyes intercepted me. "I'm Sloan, the planner. You must be Maya. Great news, we found a spare dress for you." She held up a pastel garment bag. "Slip into this bun high, no eyeliner. The photographer wants symmetry." "I'm not in the bridal party," I said. She didn't blink. "Your father said you are?" "My enrollment says I'm an adult," I answered. "I'm a guest." Sloane's smile strained. "Grace will be disappointed." "She'll live," I said. "It's her wedding day." A voice drifted from the hallway. Maya. Oliver, the groom, stood there in a slim black tux. Tie loose kindness in his posture. He looked like a man who'd been practicing apologies since dawn. "Hi," I said. He glanced at Sloane, then back to me. "Could you do me a favor?" I waited. "Keep your seat," he said quietly. "If you, being up front, is going to be expensive, I don't want that for you today." For a second, I almost liked him. In the distance, I heard my mother's laugh, bright brittle glass. My phone buzzed again. "Dad, where are you?" "We're lining up." I turned the phone face down. I slipped the folder deeper into my tote. I looked toward the chapel doors, where ushers in white gloves held the brass handles like guards. If they wanted a picture, I would choose where I stood in it. Sloane floated away with her garment bag like a pastel cloud that missed its cue. One kept moving toward the chapel. Dark wood, white flowers. A string quartet running scales under its breath. An usher offered an aisle seat near the back. "Perfect," I said. "End of the row. I like exits. They remind me I have choices." My mother found me before the music started, perfume first, then the smile. "Hair up," she said, already reaching. I stepped back. "I'm sitting, Mum." Her smile tightened. "Your sister needs symmetry." "She needs a wedding," I said softly. "She'll have one." Footsteps hit the marble behind her, heavy and certain. My dad, he didn't sit. He loomed in the aisle, phone in hand, like a badge. "Up front," he said. "No," I said. "I'm a guest." He angled the screen. The university's main number glowed like a loaded gun. "Last chance." I kept my voice level. I placed a FARPA block. "Enrollment is mine. If you pull payment, the balance rolls to me. I have a Monday appointment." His eyes changed, just a flick, from confident to calculating. He lowered the phone an inch. "Then you'll learn the hard way." "I already did," I said. "You taught me." We stared at each other. The quartet shifted into the processional warm-up. Sloane hissed names from the vestibule like a stage manager. My dad's jaw worked once, twice. He leaned in until only I could hear him. "You will not embarrass this family." "I'm not," I said. "I'm just not playing your part." Oliver appeared at the side door, one hand on the frame. He caught my dad's posture, then my face. "Sir," he said quietly, "they're lining us up." For a heartbeat, I thought my dad might push it. Instead, he gave me a look that promised a longer fight, straightened his tie, and walked away toward the front toward the picture he could control. I exhaled and sat. The usher slipped a program into my hand like a truce offering. Grace and Oliver, gold ink, perfect curls. A line of bridesmaids swept past the doorway in identical blush. Sloane flooded after them, counting, lips moving. Through the crack, I caught Grace's profile, beautiful, polished, shining. She didn't look out. She didn't look for me. The quartet began. The room rose like a tide. I stood with everyone else, end seat, hand on the pew. The doors opened. Light poured in. The first pair started down the aisle. Phones lifted. Whispers hushed. My phone vibrated against my palm. I glanced down one banner, then another. "Bursar's office. Per your request. Privacy block confirmed." No third-party disclosures are allowed. Another line slid up: student support. Appointment Monday. Las DSL TOM. Bring documentation for emergency review. My chest loosened one quiet notch. I silenced the screen and looked up. Grace reached the threshold on our mother's arm, veil catching the soft air. My father waited near the front, chin high, hand folded over the other, like a man who had already declared victory. He turned his head slightly, scanning the rows until he found me. He held my eyes for one long second. Then he lifted his phone and stepped out a side door. The quartet kept playing. The doors began to close. I watched the edge of his suit disappear into the hall and knew exactly who he was about to call. I slid my folder deeper into my tote and fixed my eyes on the aisle. If he wanted a public lesson, he would have to learn it quietly. The doors closed on sunlight, and the quartet slipped into the processional. Vows waited at the far end of the aisle. My father waited in the side hall, phone in hand like a trigger. Grace floated forward. People sighed. Phones rose. I kept my eyes on the couple and on the side door. My phone hummed in my palm. I lowered it just enough to read. Bursar's office. Unauthorized caller attempted to access your account. No information released per FERPA. Please contact us if you did not make this request. Second banner slid up. Student support. We see your privacy block. Monday's appointment confirmed. Bring documentation. The knot in my chest loosened a notch. I slid the phone face down on my lap and stood when everyone stood. I clapped when the room clapped. I didn't move when the side door cracked and my father stepped back in. Jaw tight, tie straighter than before. The ceremony ended clean and pretty. Rice wasn't allowed, so people threw smiles. Sloan was already corralling bodies. Family to the terrace, for photos. Parents, siblings, bridal party. I stayed in my end seat. An usher hovered. Family? He asked, soft. I am, I said. I'm also staying here. Sloan spotted me like a radar ping and angled over. The pastel garment bag gone, but the choreography intact. Maya, we need you for symmetry. It's just a few shots. I'm a guest, I said. Use a fern. Her smile thinned. Your father wants a picture he can control, I said. Let him take it. Silk moved like water past us as bridesmaids drifted toward the terrace. Oliver caught my eye over a shoulder and gave the smallest nod. Not permission, solidarity. I waited until the line cleared and then stepped into the aisle. The chapel smelled like flowers and furniture polish. The terrace doors were open. White curtains breathing in and out with the breeze. I could see family assembling in the frame of the view: hedges, river, sky. My mother's laugh, bright and brittle. My father's hand, flat and directing. I didn't go out. I walked the other way, toward the side hall he had used, into the quiet. The carpet swallowed footsteps. A waiter passed, balancing empty flutes like a crown. I stopped beside a table stacked with programs and set my tote there. The folder half visible like a truth ready to be called. My phone buzzed again. A text this time. Dad, photos now. Then we talk about your attitude. A second arrived before I could breathe. Dad. After that. You apologize to your sister and fix your hair. I lifted the folder and took out one printed page, FERPA confirmation. Date and time in black ink. The ink didn't shake. Neither did my hand. Behind me, footsteps approached. 2 sets, Sloane's heels. My father's heavier stride. They stopped just short of touching my shadow. Last chance, he said, voice low enough to sound reasonable to anyone passing. Sharp enough to cut skin. You are coming for photos. No, I said. He angled his phone so only I could see. A screenshot filled the screen. Account hold in bold letters. It was a sloppy mock prong font. Wrong time stomp. The university logo stretched until it blurred. He waited for fear to show on my face. I let the silence sit between us until it got loud. That's not real, I said. His eyes flicked. Not much, enough. Sloane's smile tried to stitch the air back together. Let's just step outside, and no, I said again, calm, clear. I won't ruin your pictures. I also won't be in them. My phone buzzed a third time. An unknown number with the university's area code. I answered. This is Maya. Hi, Ms. King. A new voice said, firm, professional. This is campus compliance. We logged an impersonation attempt on your student record during your ceremony window. Would you like to open an abusive access report? I looked at my father. He looked back like the picture he'd planned was still going to happen if he stared hard enough. Yes, I said quietly. Let's open it. Yes, I said into the phone. Open the report. Understood, the compliance officer replied. I'll email you a case number. We've flagged your record. Any future attempts will alert our office immediately. Thank you. I ended the call. My father's mouth flattened. You're really doing this here? At your sister's wedding? I'm protecting my education, I said. And myself. Sloane's heels shifted. We should get to the terrace, she tried again, soft and urgent. Go ahead, I said. I won't be in the photos. My father leaned in, voice a thin wire. You will regret this. I already did, I said. For years. Footsteps. Oliver appeared in the hall, jacket buttoned, eyes steady. He took in the triangle, Sloane's tight smile, my father's clenched jaw. The papers in my hand. Pictures are starting, he told my father. They're waiting for you. I'm handling something, my father said. Oliver looked at me, then back to him. This can wait, he said quietly. Grace wants you outside. That landed. My father smoothed his tie like wiping a thought away. He gave me one long look, the kind that promised winter, and walked toward the terrace. The light swallowed him. Sloane hesitated. We'll improvise, she said, and followed. The hallway exhaled. I leaned against the table and let my shoulders drop 1 inch. Thank you, I said to the space Oliver had left. I didn't do much, he said. Just reminded him what the day is about. He shifted, awkward in a kind way. For what it's worth, I'm glad you sat where you wanted. Me too, I said. I hope you have a good day anyway. He nodded. I intend to. He started away, then paused. There's cake later, he said, a small smile. If you want some, ask for Oliver's slice. They'll know. That made me smile back. Maybe. He disappeared into the white curtains. Laughter floated in, then the shutter click of a camera dot. My phone buzzed. Emails stacked like bricks. Campus compliance. Case opened. Impersonation attempt, recorded ref. CC 3127. Bursa unauthorized contact, blocked. FERPA privacy active. Student support, CU. Monday at 10 a.m. bring documentation. I took a photo of the papers on the table, the printed confirmations, the timestamps. I slid them into the folder and zipped my tote. On the way to the lobby, my mother intercepted me. Bouquet, perfume, and bright eyes strained to be kind. Maya, she said, breathless. We're waiting for you. I'm not coming outside, I said. But I wish Grace a beautiful day. Her smile trembled. Why are you doing this to your father? I'm not doing anything to him, I said calmly. I'm stopping what he's doing to me. She searched my face for the old compromise and didn't find it. He pays, she whispered. The last card she always pulled. I'll pay, I said. I've already started. For a moment, the room was a mirror where we both looked older. Then she stepped back, pressing her lips together so hard, the color left them. Enjoy the ceremony, she said, which meant, this conversation is unfinished. It is, I said, and walked on. Outside, winter light, clean and honest. I crossed the gravel to my car. The folder buckled in beside me like a passenger. My phone lit up with texts before I pulled away. Dad, you've humiliated me. Mum, we'll talk later. Unknown university area code. Abusive access report confirmed. Please save this message for your records. And then one more. Years late and 3 words long. Grace, thank you. Guy stared at it. No emoji, no rules. Just a thread through the noise. I drove home along the river. The sun slid down, clean and slow. I parked, carried the folder inside, and pinned the case number to my corkboard above my desk next to my exam schedule. Next to the tiny checklist, Tasha made me taped in bright ink. Breathe, block, apply, ask. I poured water, not coffee. I opened my notes. I read the first line out loud until my voice was steady. That night, I didn't power my phone off. I didn't need to. The noise could exist without moving me. I'd built a wall, the right way inside the system, on paper. With names and dates and numbers that didn't blink. Monday at 10. I would sit with student support. I would apply for the emergency grant. I would take the on-campus job they kept emailing about. I would pay in pieces if I had to. He held a phone like a weapon. I held a future like a promise. They wanted me to stand in their picture. I chose where I stood in mine.